Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the next 6 weeks transformational life reading with me, your favorite transformational life coach, Karen at Coached by Karen. All right, everybody. Gemini, I know it's been a minute since I've been doing readings, but business has been busy, and what matters now is that we're together. Okay? Here we are. All right. Gemini, this is for you. Let's see what you need to know. I'm picking 2 cards, Gemini. The top one will represent you for this season, and the bottom one will represent the significant aspect, okay? All right, 10 of Swords. Oh, goodness, Gemini. Well, this is you. You are feeling there's something that has ended. For sure, and not very nicely. Or at least this is how you're feeling. You could be feeling a little betrayed by a situation or someone, but it's done. Like there's no going back to it. The situation's over, and you're kind of, kind of licking your wounds a little bit. But speaking of wounds, some of you, there could have been a need for surgery or some sort of medical attention as well. And if something was a little painful, like maybe you broke something or whatever the case, but could even be, but I kind of feel it's like a situation has ended and, it's that horrible, painful aftermath. All right. Well, I'm sorry, my darlings. I'm sorry. What is the situation? Oh, yes, something definitely has ended, because here we have the World. One scenario has ended and we begin another. So 10 of Swords endings, but it's a painful ending, but it was something that was meant to end, because this is the World. The World typically means a successful conclusion. So I feel like something may have needed to end, but we may have prolonged the inevitable in some way, Gemini, and it happens anyway, with or without our cooperation. The universe will move on. But the good news is there is a new cycle. All right. And she's looking very pensive, and it's like, okay, what has happened, but now we're moving forward. We're going to, once we've licked our wounds, once we've, had a moment to have a good cry and get reorganized, we have a beautiful new cycle to enjoy. All right. Gemini, are you cusping on Cancer? Possibly. Cancer, very similar. Let's see what happens. I shuffle these cards very, very well in between going on camera, in between each reading. But they were definitely dealing with an ending as well. So either you have some serious Cancerian placements in your chart. You could be dealing with a Cancerian, Gemini. In any event, let's keep going. Citrus fruits. Okay, I can't read the small print there. There we go. Number 4. Oh my. It is time to surrender your unraveling. Allow the waking sight to expand and illuminate you. Okay, so that card, Gemini, it is time to surrender your unraveling. So I feel like this is an opportunity to take a look at what has happened, to take a look at your part in it, because we all play a part no matter what it is. Even if they've been a bit of a perpetrator, it's like, what has led up to this? You know what I mean? Like, did we stay too long? What did we do? Right. And it's not about blame or judgment. It's just about recognizing, so we don't make the same, choices going forward in the future. All right. And we have mulch and manure. Well, my goodness. Well. Oh dear. All right. Number 26. So you've got an 8, a 4, a 10. 8, 4, 10. I kind of feel like the first week of, well, some of you, it could have been the beginning of August, something went down or it was a little shaky. For others, and it's kind of like, okay, there's no holding it together, like the Band-Aid isn't working. For others of you, it can just be, maybe early September. It might be some, some challenges, or end of August into 1st of September. So regardless, mulch and manure, hardships are coming to an end. Yay, right? The seeds you sowed will be blooming soon. So I really feel with this, it's like, if you were putting lots of love and energy into something, Gemini, and it just didn't happen with that job, that friend, that lover, that, partner, whatever it is, it's like that good energy that you put out is coming back to you. All right. It just wasn't meant to be in that particular scenario, and maybe, so let's just... Yeah, I feel that there's an opportunity to just learn from whatever has happened here. Again, so we don't, make those same choices or do the same actions, etc. that we did. All right. Now, it's not about blame. Remember what I'm saying. It's not about blame. All right. It's called being aware. All right. Right. Let your waking sight expand and illuminate you. I'm just going to show you that again. Right. All right, so adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. So if your plans went off the rails, Gemini, it's like, okay, there's still an opportunity to get what you want, maybe just not in the same situation, the same scenario. For some of you, it's like maybe there is an ending and you're trying to make something end, and it's kind of like, okay, how am I going to bring this about? You're almost there. Oh, interesting. This, don't let pride get in the way. Cancer had this as well. Don't let pride get in the way. So again, I feel like this is about learning to do the right thing for the right reasons for some of you. And for others of you, maybe you feel embarrassed, or, you just don't want to hear what other people are going to say if something didn't come together the way that you had hoped, and just don't worry about that. All right. You just need to look after you and do what you need to do. Very interesting cards for you. It's definitely a little gentler than what Cancer had. I'll tell you that. But still, you have endings, you have new cycles, but you have an opportunity to learn from whatever went down. And, it's quite possible that you were working on a project, or you've got something going on at work, and, you had a falling out with somebody, but because, when I see that third quarter moon, there's still something to work on. But that could be just yourself even, right? It's like, okay, I need to learn a little bit more, because we all have to go through that. Okay, we all have to go through that. All right, let's get some for our beautiful, fabulous, amazing Geminis. Patience. Ooh, okay, so I feel like this new start that's coming it's gonna happen. Time does not stand still, but time will take its time. It's all in divine timing, right? This is temperance. I feel, it's kind of like we have to bide our time. There's a lot of moving parts going on, Gemini, and it's like we have to wait for all those pieces to fall into place, for other people to get into place, for things to line up for you so that you can move forward in that cycle. And, some of you may be feeling really impatient about, God, this is taking forever. And that's probably for you, that's what this third quarter moon can be. It's like, yes, you're almost there. The end is in sight. The whatever it is you're looking for is almost there. It's just, you just have to have patience. You just have to wait for divine timing. So the 14th, I kind of feel that with that could be the 14th of September, you start to see some things, maybe come together, gives you an inkling, but it's like, okay, still waiting for the final, right? Well, I'll tell you what, you've got something very nice coming, because that is crossed with the 10 of Cups. So This is the laughing Buddha. So, I mean, there is something really sensational coming. Spiritual peace, happiness, love, joy, like, oh, just wonderful. Foundation, we have the Chariot. Now, some of you, this could be about a move. Some of you may have to move. Maybe somebody is moving and it's like really painful. It's like, oh my gosh, it's a long goodbye. Uh, you know, um, that's quite possible. And, it's just hard. And, hopefully you didn't react too badly, but if they're the one, but I feel it's just really difficult. And maybe this is putting your job, if there's, or relationship or whatever it is, in a different level. So when I see this, this is quick movement, and, maybe both of you are going in different directions. Maybe some of you, you're in the Northern Hemisphere. We're getting into September, back to school, back to, on all levels. And, some of you are maybe going to different, from your friends or from your person. You're going, to the East Coast, they're going to the West Coast, or vice versa, or South, North, wherever it is. Because I kind of feel there's an energy of different directions with something here. And it could be something that was like really fabulous, but now it's coming to an end, and it's kind of painful. We have the recent past. We have the Messenger of Water. That is the Knight of Water. But this card is like, where we see clearly. We see ourselves clearly. This is a card of self-love. It's also a card of, maybe you could have heard something. Maybe there were some lovely messages from somewhere that made you happy. Could be romance, could be project, career, friendships, whatever it is. But, we're just seeing things clearly, and there's a very calmness about this. Present energy, Ace of Fire. Well, this ain't calm. All right. This is like, let's light a fire and get cracking. Some of you, there's a new idea. You've heard something. This can also be travel. It's like, okay, guiding forward. But there's definitely, something that is new. You've got an ending and you've got new. All right. For some of you, you find the new job right away. For others of you, maybe you find a new love right away, or, whatever it is. Interesting. Going forward, we have the Moon. So the Moon card, of course, that's where we don't see all the answers. We don't have all the answers. We're not seeing things clearly. We could be facing some unconscious and subconscious fears. Old limiting beliefs, fears that, maybe you've had about a situation, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're going to come true, or, or things did happen, and now what? Lots of, but we just don't know yet. We're waiting for illumination here. And again, we've got that 18. I feel something may be happening this week. It's possible. My darlings, you are the Fool. Look at all this new beginning stuff here. You are taking a leap of faith. Maybe it's you who's moving, right? Or whatever it is. Maybe you're just starting over for whatever reason. But this is new. This is you. This is your energy. And it's a brand new start. And you are, sort of just going to do it. You're just going to go forward with something here. Energy around you, 10 of Fire. Wow, you are finished with something. I just kind of got a flash of like, you be careful. Don't play with matches or you'll get burnt. I understand, Gemini. But, do things safely. But it's just, some of you could be, if there's been a, from whatever or whomever, it's kind of like, this is letting go of things that do not serve us, right? It's like burning old files, photos, letters, business files, old recipe books or whatever. It's like just, stuff just to lighten the load, to just clear that energy, right? So that you can move forward and, and just let go of all the burdens. And for some of you, maybe you've been carrying a burden for somebody else and you are like letting that go. It's like, no, you go live your life. I am not going to, operate your life for you. I've got my own life to manage here, and it's enough, isn't it? Right? Yes. It's a full-time job to look after ourselves. But this is not this is not about, children or like young children or whatever, but, it's about, kind of enabling maybe somebody else. And you know, that's quite possible as well. But, you know, it's like we're no longer doing somebody else's work is really another very strong meaning of that. Your advice, Ace of Air. This is be open to new ideas. Your advice is the Ace of Air, Ace of Swords. Be open to new ideas. All right. And clarity. Again, you know, if we're too busy, you know, we're letting pride kind of, you know, take over the day. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to argue about this because, you know, you've hurt my feelings, or I don't like what you've said or did, or, I mean, that's fine. If you know, you don't like what somebody said or did, well, definitely tell them. But I mean, just make sure that whatever's going on, you're doing it for the right reasons, okay? Not to save face, or not to, you know, or you're not being, you know, like a lion can be a little stubborn sometimes. You know, just be careful there. So I feel like it's being open to new ideas and a new way of being, well, which is wonderful because now you've got the 10 of Earth. Some of you definitely moving, or some sort of change in your household. But the 10 of, you know, or a new job, absolutely. New location. This is good. This is a really great card. And because it's happiness, it's being solid, family coming back together again, or feeling like, you know, and your family could be, if you're moving, you know, to off to post-secondary education or whatever it is, and you're like, you know, in dorm or whatever with people, you know, that could be your family, right? That could be your new home for now. If you're planning on moving back with your, you know, with your family after your school. But this is a very nice card. I just feel things are good for you. Just don't get in your own way. And that's what I'm kind of feeling, especially with that, you know, don't, you know, time to, you know, undo the raveling of your own, you know, whatever it said there. And don't let pride get in your way. So I feel like there's a really great outcome in some way, even though something's ended and there's something else for you. You know, make sure that you're open and aware so that you can take advantage of this and receive this wonderful opportunity. So for some of you, this definitely involves travel, or things are happening very, very fast is also quite possible. And it's also, there's a card in here with the Chariot. The energy is, you know, achieving things that you thought were, you know, not achievable, but they are. Okay. For Gemini, please, I'll take 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, Gemini, what do we have here? We have Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, and enlightenment, right? I like that. It's like that citrus fruit. It is time to surrender your unraveling. Allow the waking sight to expand and illuminate you. Because I feel for some reason, you know, you may not be being 100% honest with yourself for whatever reason. And we've all been there. It happens. No need to judge or blame yourself. Because again, you know, that going into that energy, this is your immediate future. Not the outcome. The outcome was 10 of Pentacles. But the immediate future is, again, lack of clarity, not seeing all the details, not having all the answers. Okay? Now, it's quite possible some of you had a big old fight with somebody and were being stubborn. And I get it. I do. I understand. I don't, you know, I'm not saying anything. You know, and if somebody's, you know, kind of apologizing or whatever, or vice versa, whatever the case. But, you know, I kind of feel like, let's not, you know, we don't want to cut off our nose to spite our face. All right. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. But you decide. This is a general reading, right? If it's not good for you, then you walk away. You do what you need to do. Hula, Trinket 5, manifesting money and income. There's your 10 of Pentacles, right? New job, new opportunity, you bet. And then we have Dragonfly. You bring light to the world, Gemini. Oh, I love that. Yes, yes. You've got a beautiful, unique perspective, beautiful energy. All right. And I feel like once you get your clarity on whatever's going on here, it will make all the difference. Yeah, it will. Oh, hold on here. It's for Gemini. Let's have some last messages for Gemini, please. All right. All right. Okay, whoa. Reflection. Okay, let's check it out. 2, and I'll take one more. Okay. Alrighty, hold the phone. Oh dear. All right. All right, Gemini. Here we go. Reflection. Friendships in your life may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. Okay. Jealousy. Watch who you trust with your personal secrets and plans. Spend time outdoors with nature to reconnect and replenish. Okay. I think you will know if that applies to your particular life. And then we have romance. Love is set to sizzle. The chance for romance is high for those seeking a connection. Well, all right, my darlings, my beautiful Geminis, that's what I have for you for this time period. And I'm going to wish you all the very best and take good care until next time. Bye-bye.